So what we got? Flame Cron, Fire Cron, random dudes, Signs approaching his death. Okay, we're good.
What's up guys, this is Ash here. Today we're going to be doing our first Troubleshooter class spotlight on Albus. Bernstein. Albus is the main protagonist of Troubleshooter Abandoned Children, and we're going to go through his first advanced class, Great Swordsman. This class is my personal favorite for Albus, and favors what I think Dandelion kind of envisioned Albus to be. While you can certainly make any character in Troubleshooter whatever you want them to be, Great Swordsman Masteries prioritize overwhelming offense, bleeding, recurring hits, and quick turns. In the beginning of the game, you'll find Albus filling many roles, from hack and slash DPS to tanking for our squishy friends like Scion and Anne. But as he leads into Great Swordsman, you'll have endless tactical decisions to make with him, and that's what we're going to focus on.
And with that said, we'll begin with Albus's class mastery, Field of Swordmaster. This devastating passive allows adjacent foes to lose 30% block and 15% dodge, and is one of the key major differences between Great Swordsman and Albus's second advanced class, Magic Knight. As you progress throughout the game, you start seeing blocking being a major factor during gameplay, and this is an amazing amount of block shred. On top of that, the reduction in dodge really helps him for melee dashing attacks, where distance traveled factors into your final hit rate. For abilities, you'll have your standard Wind Slash and then 3 general abilities. I recommend using Tornado Slash for pesky impulse field type enemies, Wind Walk for mobility, and Turning Over a New Leaf for chaining back-to-back devastation. On top of that, as Great Swordsman, you'll have access to both of Albus's overcharge abilities, Gale Slash and Storm Slash. Gale Slash gives an incredible line attack with a boost to hit rate and increased damage to enemies that are exposed. Storm Slash is Albus's final move and is designed to take down large targets with a stunning 4-hit attack. This attack, if used in still stance, can increase the damage by a whopping 125%. And then most importantly, this technique is both unavoidable and defenses are completely unavailable during the attack, completely ripping through the toughest of bosses. Do be careful, however, as Storm Slash has an incredibly high action time delay afterwards, so make sure this finishes the fight. As alternate abilities go, I would consider Gentle Gust as a way for Albus to have some range damage, and more importantly helps him participate in pincer attacks from bonded teammates. I find Fresh Breeze to be an acceptable way to remove smoke screens, gas clouds, and mists, but I would not take it over Tornado Slash. And finally, I would not recommend Magic Amplification due to lack of magical damage on Great Swordsman, or Wind Veil, due to it consuming all remaining action points that can be better spent elsewhere. For personal masteries, I actually find all 3 to be a very easy decision based on where you're at in the game. In the beginning, misses are more frequent due to limited masteries and distance traveled, so Responsibility is an excellent option, returning action time and SP for any hits dodged or blocked. This will allow Albus to recover quicker and make that second turn hit from still stance. As you move into the middle part of the game, I recommend Wind Sword, as it gives that extra needed nudge to finish off enemies and has no prerequisites to fulfill. And then finally, towards endgame, Opportunist is the best choice, as dodging and blocking become more standard and stacking chance to win becomes very easy. The combined speed, hit, crit, and flat damage surpass Wind Sword and Responsibility as the fight rages on. And now we finally come to the Masteries board portion of this video. This is called the Bloodbath build, and is a hybrid combination of both Target Practice's GSD build and my Bloodbath build. The major key offensive masteries here are Traces of Blood, Bloodbath, and Judgment. Traces of Blood allows Albus to have an incredibly high chance of inflicting severe bleeding, while boosting Bladestorm's activation rate from 25 to 40% passively, and then granting an additional 30% on bleeding targets for an incredible 70% chance to activate Bladestorm. Bloodbath then follows Traces of Blood by completely refunding all action points whenever putting bleeding targets out of action, and then additionally refunds 30 AT from the Mastery set and 20 AT from Bloodthirst. Additionally, Hemorrhage increases damage to bleeding targets by a whopping 100%. And finally, Judgment augments Albus's playstyle very well, of course by giving him one shot, one kill, bonus speed, hit rate, and a massive increase in SP gained from Roar of Victory. One shot, one kill allows Albus the ability to kill in one hit and be root funded in an action point, but should his target live, the bleeding from Traces of Blood will likely trigger Blade Storm at a 70% rate, and if it does, then Bloodbath will refund all action points and reimburse a large amount of AT. This situation creates an almost endless kill rotation. To make things even crazier, Blade Storm can trigger off any single target slashing ability, not just Wind Slash, to include Tornado Slash for a combined 4 hits should it trigger, and I'm assuming Storm Slash for a devastating 8 hits, but I've yet to see any boss live the first 4. Defensively, I've taken Sword of Protection, which is Albus's only true Great Swordsman defensive mastery set. This set gives Albus amazing reduced damage taken by melee attacks via Blade Evasion, or if he activates block immediately refunds 30 AT. Also noteworthy in this set is Dazzling Blade, which increases his block rate when attacked, and offensively decreases the enemy dodge chance by 10%, stacking its benefit with Field of Swordmaster. And finally, for utility masteries, I've taken Darkness Hunter, which gives unlimited lightning reflexes during evening, night, or dark indoor weather settings. This synchronizes well with current endgame farming, as 46 Violent, 47 Violent, and 50 Violent all pair with Darkness Hunter. Anyone that's been victim of 46 Violent's endless sniper fire support parade knows that this is an unmatched mastery set. Additionally, I've found that Blade Phantom works well into the build, giving Albus life drain, lowered AT via enough rest, and reduced blocking when attacking a bleeding target, which is what this build is all about. I would also like to mention 2 mastery sets that I do not recommend. Bloody Berserker actually synergizes well with the build on paper, but my experience with losing control of Albus has not been good, and that the AI has not only made poor decisions, but sometimes will end Albus's turn despite enemies within line of sight or simply right next to him. Additionally, I can't support Blade of Destruction due to it taking so many attack slots along with providing very mediocre benefit. I'd also like to mention some of the additional defense masteries if you're looking for a more beefier Albus. While Sword of Protection is amazing and focuses more heavily on adjacent combat, if you're not fond of Darkness Hunter or would like ranged block, Bullet Slice is an excellent alternative. I also rather like Defensive Choice. Short version is tons of enemies means a massive block rate, or Second Wind, which acts as a catch-all, but doesn't synergize very well with other masteries. And finally, for those interested in seeing the actual board, here we are. There's lots of room for improvement here. Body training can be removed. Catharsis could be removed, although not recommended. You could try one strike, one head, but it would be a lot more difficult. You don't need Judgment. You do need one shot, one kill, but you could drop Lone Wolf, Roar Victory, Extreme Speed. Additionally, in the off chance that the game goes further than the 46, 47, and 50 Violence that are all Darkness, you could swap that out for, let's say, Swift Footwork, which I'm a big fan of. But yeah, this is it. You could also take out Blade Phantom. I wouldn't say that's necessary, but a lot of people like their kind of self-sustain. This covers a lot of bases, especially with enough rest, which, believe it or not, this build can technically have vigor issues. I use Roar of Victory a lot to kind of keep vigor at bay while Albus is fighting.
And that's all, folks. Keep in mind, this is just a recommended build. The joy of this game is actually trying out new builds. If you like the video and would like to see more, please like and subscribe. Additionally, if there's a particular class that you guys would like to see, please let me know down below in the comments. And finally, I do stream on Twitch, so if your Team Scion he just keeps eating his snack, please drop in, let me know why, maybe I can help, I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.